Hey everyone, welcome to another video by upGrad. So far, we have been working mostly with numbers in our Java code, doing calculations, playing around with different data types and all that good stuff. But now, let's switch gears and talk about something equally important, that is strings. Instead of just dealing with numbers, we are going to explore how to handle text like names, sentences or any kind of words in our code. We will go over how to create strings, how to mess around with them and various string operations with hands-on examples. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to never miss any update. So what are strings in Java? Imagine a string is like a sentence or just any text that you write. In Java, when we want to deal with words, letters or even entire paragraphs, we use strings. A string in Java is like a sequence of characters. It can be a single word, a full sentence or even something as simple as hello. It's like saying, here's some text. In Java, you should treat it as a one whole thing, not individual characters. Now here's the thing about strings in Java. They are actual objects. Java doesn't treat strings like basic numbers or other simple data types. So when you create a string, Java is really creating an object behind the scenes. The string class in Java provides a wide variety of methods to work with strings that we will explore in this tutorial. Unlike in some other languages, strings in Java are immutable, meaning once a string object is created, it cannot be changed. This we will discuss further. Now that we have understood what strings are, let's move on to how you can create strings in Java. So there are two primary ways to create strings in Java. That is string literal. String literal is the most common and straightforward way to create a string. When you do this, Java tries to be smart about memory usage. It places the string hello world in a special area called the string pool. Here's the cool part. If another string with the exact same value already exists in the pool, Java won't create a new one. It will just reuse the existing string. This means if you later create another string like this, like string str equals to hello world, Java will point str, that is the name of the string, to the same string object in the pool as str1, saving memory. It's an efficient way to manage strings. Another one method to create a Java string is new keyword. So in the new keyword, we are telling Java explicitly create a new string object in memory, even if hello world already exists in the string pool. Java won't reuse anything. It will create a fresh copy of that string using extra memory. So even though str2 and str1 have the same content, they are two different objects in memory. String str2 equals to new string hello world, as we can see on the screen. The new keyword here is used to explicitly create a new object. Here it tells Java to create a new string object, even if an identical one exists in the memory. This line creates a new string object with the value hello world and store it in the variable str2. Unlike using a string literal, this ensures a new object is created in memory even if the same value exists elsewhere. So this is how you can create strings in Java. I've shown you two methods. Now let's do a simple example of Java to make you guys understand it better. Alright, so this is our Eclipse IDE. Here we'll be doing a simple example to make you guys understand. We'll do an example of string. So here we'll be taking an input also and then we'll be displaying the name and whatsoever we want to display. Alright, so it will be a simple example. First of all, we want to take the input, right? For that, as we already told you, that we have to import this package java.util.scanner. So if you want to take the input, you have to include this. Just keep in mind. After that, we have to create a scanner object to take the input from the user. And this is also that we have discussed previously. Scanner object we are creating now, scanner, and let's name the object also scanner, new scanner system.in. Alright, so this is the syntax. You have to create the scanner object. Now what we'll do is we will declare and initialize a variable. Alright, so this is a string, that is the data type of a string, and the name of the string, let's say greeting. Alright, now the value is hello. Now string greeting holds the value hello. Simple. Alright, now as we know, we have to take the input from the user, so we'll ask the user to enter their name. For that, we will have to display to enter the name. Okay, so we'll write system.out.println, and inside this we'll display a message saying enter your name. All right, so this is what we have displayed. After this, we will take the input. I repeat, after this we will take the input. So for that, we will create another variable, string variable, that is name. All right, in this one we will store the value that is being put by the user. All right, scanner dot next line. So this is how you take the input of a string. Now the thing is, while taking a whole line, we must input dot next line, as we can see. If you are taking the input of the whole line, then you should use dot next line. But if we want to take the input of a particular word, then we'll use dot next only. So dot next like this only we'll have to use if we are scanning a single word. All right, so if a particular word is being scanned by us, then we can use this, but here we want to scan like a name, so we have to use dot next line. All right, now after this, here the user will enter and that particular name will be stored in this name variable. All right, simple as that. Now another variable that we will mention, it is here we are declaring it string message. Now here the variable name greeting plus, so we want to display hello and then the name of the person. So let's say a person named Sam, enter his name Sam, or a person named Robert, enter his name as Robert. So it should display hello Robert. All right, so we want that only. So this is the name of the variable, this hello, so it will display hello over here, and after this we'll use a comma or something, like let's say we have used comma and a space, then again plus operator, this we already know. All right, then the name variable that a user has put in. All right, now after this, if you want to do something else also, you can do that, like let's say I am using this exclamation sign, you can do that as well, it's your choice. Now let's try to print this system.out.println and the message. So this thing is being stored in message variable, so we'll display the message variable. All right, let's save this one and run it. So it is showing enter your name, as we can see on the screen. So let's say we'll add Robert and then we'll press enter. So it is displaying hello Robert. So we have understood how to take the input of a name or any other sentence or something like that. Previously, in the previous tutorials, we were discussing about numbers, but now we have started discussing about the string also. So this is how you can play around with strings. So this is a simple example. Here what we have done is we have used a variable named greeting. We have stored a value of hello in it, and then we have taken an input from the user in which he or she will enter his or her name, and we will put that variable with his name saying hello Robert, hello Sam, or hello Harsh, or something like that. All right, so it's simple as that. You can do it on your, I repeat, you can try it on your own. All right, so this was an example of strings. Now let's understand memory allotment of strings. So in Java, memory management for strings is handled efficiently through several key mechanisms, particularly with the use of string pool, heap memory and stack memory. Here's an in-depth explanation of how memory is allotted for strings in Java. When you create a string using literals like this, string s1 equals hello, what happens here is Java checks a special area of memory called the string pool. Think of string pool as a storage space where all the unique strings are kept. If Java sees that string hello already exists in the pool, it won't create a new one. Instead, it will give s1 a reference or a pointer to that already existing string. But if hello is not in the pool, Java will create it and put it there. This way, Java saves memory by reusing the same string whenever possible. Now using the new keyword, so this was about the string literal. Now using the new keyword. Now if you use string s2 equals to new string, that is the new method, then Java behaves a little differently. even if hello already exists in string pool, the line creates a completely new string in the regular heap memory, which is a bigger part of memory where Java stores most objects. So even though the value of S2 is also hello, it's a different object in memory than S1. So now that we know how to create strings and memory allocations, let's dive into some common operations you can perform on strings in Java. So Java string operations. So Java provides a wide range of methods for strings operations. Let's explore some of the most common ones. So first we have is length of strings. First, let's start with finding the length of a string. The length of a string refers to the number of characters it contains, including spaces. Java provides the length method to get this information. The length method returns the number of characters present in the string. This includes letters, digits, spaces, and special characters. Alright, so let's do a simple example of this one also to make you guys understand it better. Let's move on to Eclipse. Alright, so let's remove this thing. Alright, so we'll have to do an example in which we are showing the length of the string. So string str, and let's say it is storing this value Java programming. Alright, so this is the value that is being stored in this variable str. Now another variable int, let's say length. So inside this we are storing the length of the string, that is str.length. So this is the syntax, basically the name of the string, then the dot length method. Alright, as simple as that. So now the length of this string, that is Java programming, is being stored in this length variable. Now we will print it. System.out.println. Now first we'll display a message saying length of the string. Alright, the length of the string, then plus operator, and then the length variable. So this is a variable that is storing the length. So that is why we have used int, because it is storing an integer value. The length can be 5, 10, 20 like that. So that is why we are using integer value. Alright, so int data type is, that is why used. Now let's save it and run it. So as you can see, the length of the string is 16. And if we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's total 16 only, as you can see on the screen. If you'll add, it will come out 16. So it is very simple method to use, that is dot length, the name of the string, and dot length method. So this is how you can calculate the length of the string. This can be useful in a variety of situations, such as when you are processing user input, validating string lengths, or iterating over the characters in a string. For example, when building applications that accepts passwords or names, you might want to ensure that the length of input string falls within a specific range. At that point, you can use this method. Alright, so you should keep in mind all these methods. Alright, now moving on to the second operation in Java, which is concatenating two strings. So let's talk about concatenating strings. Concatenation means joining two strings together. This can be done using the plus operator or the concat method. The plus operator or concat method can be used to combine two or more strings. So as we can see on the screen, string full name, first name plus last name, and in between there's a double quotes to just add some space in between. Alright. In the second method, as we can see, first name dot concat last name. So the output of both of these things would be same. Alright. So now this is a basic example, this is a syntax example of it. Now let's do an example in Eclipse. Alright. Alright, we are back on Eclipse. Now again we'll do an example of concatenation. So we'll discuss both the methods. First we will discuss the first method. Alright, so here string, let's name it first name. Alright, and let's store a famous name, let's say John. Alright, now again string last name Snow. So Jon Snow, I believe that you previously know this name. Alright, string full name, the first name, like we have just shown you on the screen like previously. like that only will do. Alright, some space we'll add in the double quotes so that John and Snow, there should be a space in between, that will look nice. Alright, so that is why we have used double quotes with space. Now after this, what will come is last name. Alright, simple. Now using plus operator, let's write so that you guys can also understand. Using plus operator we have done this. Now using concatenation method will do. Alright, so string full name 2, let's say we have named this variable as full name 2, and here first name dot concat method and the last name. Yeah, but you know what, in this case there won't be any space. To show you guys I can just print it, but yeah, after this we can again write something like this. This is using concat method. Alright, so yeah, after this there won't be a space between John and Snow, but to make you guys just see first and then I'll make the changes, I'll do like this only. Alright, now what we have to do is we have to print this. So here we will print first this system.out.println. Now here is full name, let's mention also full name is, and then we will print the full name. Alright, simple as that. Similarly we'll do here, just copy it and paste it. Full name is, full name 2 is, let's write full name 2 is. Alright, so yeah, this was of uppercase. Now let's save it and let's see. As you can see, full name is John space Snow, and here full name 2 is John without any space Snow. As I already discussed with you guys, we have used this concat method, but it is not showing any difference between John and Snow. There is no space in between. Alright, so what we can do here, we have to add some space in between. So how should we do that? We'll use another concat method, concat, and this time we'll use double quotes in between. Alright, now again dot would be used. Now let's save it. Let's see if it will work or not. Alright, let's save it and again let's run it. As you can see, full name is Jon Snow, full name 2 is Jon Snow. So here this is how you can add space between concat method also. But if you want to use the first method, then you can go forward with the first method. This is how you can concat or merge two strings. Alright. So it is one of the most common operations when working with strings. Whether you're building full sentences, combining user input, or adding extra information to existing text, concatenation make it easy to join strings together. Alright, so keep this thing in mind. Now coming to the next operation, which is comparing two strings. So when comparing strings in Java, you have to be careful. You should use the equals method for content comparison and avoid using the equal to, that is equal to operator, as it checks for reference equality. So this is the syntax of equals method where we want to actually compare two strings. Alright, now let's do an example where I'll show you the difference between equal to operator and equals method. Okay, let's go to Eclipse. Alright, so this is our Eclipse and let's remove this. Again we'll do an example. So doing example parallelly will help you understand it better. So if you want to do examples parallelly, you can do that. Otherwise, after this, you can practice these examples on your own system. Alright, str1. Here, let's name this variable as Java. Again, here another variable, string str2. Here again, we'll mention it Java. So string 1 and string 2 both are Java. Okay, now string str3. So here we have named a new string, alright, and here Java, alright. So here what we are doing is we will compare two values, that is str1 and str2, and we'll see if that is true or false, right? So equals operator will give us the value in true and false. Alright, so system.out.println. So here str1 dot equals str2. So this will check if str1, that is the string 1, is equal to string 2 or not. Alright, So this is what we'll check. All right. Next is, similarly we'll just copy it. Now here what we'll do is simply we'll write str1 equal to operator str2. All right. It will check the equality. So it will check the reference in memory. If they have the same reference, it will give us true, otherwise false. Okay. So it should give us true basically. All right. Now we have named another variable string3. So for that we have to create another system.out.println. So here what we'll do is, instead of 2 we'll write 3. All right. So this will check the equality, the content is same or not. All right. Now again we'll do the operator thing with str3, str1 equal to str3. All right. So basically these are different objects in memory, because here we can see the new string. So these are the different objects in the memory basically. So I don't think it will give us the true value. Yeah, so let's see. So basically, if I have to tell you guys, in Java, strings are objects and how you compare them matters. The equal to operator checks if two string reference point to the same memory location, not if the actual contents are the same. All right. Again, the equal to operator checks if two string references point to the same memory location, not if the actual contents are the same. This can lead to unexpected results when you are comparing strings created with new string, which generates a new object in the memory. The equals method, on the other hand, checks if the actual content of two strings are same. This is what you want when comparing strings for equality. Keep in mind that equals is case sensitive, meaning hello and small case hello are not considered equal. As simple as that. All right. So now let's save it and let's run it. So as you can see, let's see. So yeah, so the first one, this is true as we believed. This is also true, string 1 equals to string 2, and this is not true because this is also true. Yeah, this is also true, and this is not true, that this is false basically. Different objects in memory, because they have different objects in memory, that is why. Alright, so this was an example of comparing two strings. Now let's understand another operation, which is substring. Now let's talk about extracting part of a string using the substring method. This method allows you to get a specific portion of the string based on starting index or both a starting and ending index. So as we can see on the screen, str1.substring7, str2.substring05. So this is basically the syntax of it. So we will understand it better if we can do an example. So let's go to Eclipse again and do an example of substring also. So this is our Eclipse. Again, we are doing an example because we want a practical way to understand these operations. All right, so that is why we are doing examples. So let's do this example. So here we can see string sentence. So here what we'll do is we'll basically cut out, or make a substring out of a string and display that. All right, so the name of the string is sentence, as you can see on the screen, and it is having the value hello world. All right, we'll also use a comma in between. All right, hello world. So this is a variable. Another string is string, let's say sub1. Here we are storing the value of substring. All right, so we have to store the value of a substring that is being extracted from sentence string. So we will use sentence, that is the variable name, string name. Now substring method, and let's say 7. So why we have used 7 here? So basically the portion after 7th character, it will be displayed. Other than that, content will not get displayed. So as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this will not get displayed. Hello and comma will not be displayed, and only world will display. All right. So the content after 7th character will be displayed. It will include the empty spaces as well. All right. So yeah. Now let's do something more, like string sub2 sentence sentence. Here we'll use dot substring 0, 5. Alright, so here it will display the index from 0 to 5, the contents between 0 to 5, it will display that. Basically we are extracting a substring out of a string. So 0, 1, from here it will take 1, 2, 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So hello will be displayed in this case. Alright, so 0 to 5. If we can do 0 to 7, then it will also include W also in between. Yeah, so it is like this only. Now let's try to display this. System.out.println. So here substring 1 sub 1, substring 2 sub 2. So here the result of this first string will be displayed, the first substring will be displayed, and the second substring, here it will display the result of second substring. Alright, now it should display world and it should display hello. Alright, and let's save and run this. As you can see, world and hello. So this is very simple. You have to just know about the index of that particular character, and which is pretty easy. So here in the second case we have extracted hello, and in the first case we have extracted world. Alright, as simple as that. So this is how you can use the substring method. The substring method is a powerful tool when you want to extract portions of a string. It can be useful for tasks like parsing URLs, processing user inputs, or extracting specific data from a formatted string. So you can use it in many places. So just keep in mind that these methods do exist, these operations do exist, and by practicing it you can understand it better. Now let's understand about trim method. So the trim method is used to remove any leading or trailing spaces in a string. This is especially useful when dealing with user input that may contain unwanted spaces. The trim method is great for cleaning up input. When users enters data into forms, it's common for them to add extra spaces either before or after their text, whether by accident or habit. Trim method removes all leading, that is before the text, and trailing, that is after the text, spaces. But it does not remove spaces between words. Alright, to understand it better, we can do an example of it as well, and the syntax is there on the screen. Alright, so let's go to Eclipse now. Here we are back on Eclipse. Let's do an example of trim method here. Alright, again, the name of the variable is str and the value inside it is now Java programming. I repeat, Java programming, but we are adding some space between Java programming and the, as we can see in the double quotes, there's some empty spaces. So yeah, Java programming, and there are some empty spaces before and after Java programming. Alright, we will remove it using the trim method basically. So again, another variable trimmed str, we'll name it. Now the original string, along with it we'll use the trim method as we already showed you. I repeat, as we already displayed the syntax, str.trim method. It's very simple to use. Now let's try to print it. System.out.println. Now here we'll write original and plus str. Alright, similarly let's just copy it. Now trimmed. So here the value was trimmed str, right? So we are displaying that. To do some extra space here, so we are using this. Now let's try to save it and let's run it. So as you can see, Java programming, before it was this extra spaces was there, this one. After trimming both the spaces, we have removed that. Alright, so this is how you can do that with the help of trim method. So this line, basically the string str Java programming is declaring here and initializing a string named str. and the value of that particular string is not just Java programming, it also includes some empty spaces. Now the trim method is called on the string str. This method removes the leading and trailing spaces basically, but not spaces within the string. So a new string trimmed str is created with leading and trailing spaces removed. So that is being displayed here. Alright. Now let's do another operation of strings, which is isEmpty. Alright, so isEmpty method. This method checks whether a string is empty, meaning it contains no characters. It returns true if the string length is 0. The isEmpty method is a quick and efficient way to check if a string has no characters at all. This method is different from checking if a string is null. So you should often combine it with a null check to ensure you are not working with a null reference. Alright, so this is the syntax, simple, isEmpty, E with an uppercase, that's it. Let's go to Eclipse to do an example of it. Alright, we are back on Eclipse. Let's do example of isEmpty method. String, this is the name of the variable and we are not storing anything, just an empty space, and non-empty str. Alright, so yeah, this is another variable name, Java. So the first one is empty and this is non-empty. I hope you guys understood by the name. Alright, so system.out.println. Here we will be printing if that particular string is empty or not. Alright, so is empty str empty. Alright, and then using plus operator, the name of the variable is empty str dot, and then the method is empty. Simple as that. I hope you guys are not getting confused. Now what do you think, what should it display? Alright, now system.out.println here is non-empty str is empty. Alright, here again we'll write the name, we can just copy and paste it to save the time. Alright, along with it we'll use the method isEmpty method to check whether this string is empty or not. So basically this method is checking whether the string is empty or not, but we know that this is empty and this is not, so we already know what should it display. Alright, but to show you guys we are doing this. Alright, system, miss the M. Alright, now let's try to run this. First one should be true and second one should be false. As you can see on the screen, isEmpty, this one true and this one is false because this is the empty variable of string and this is non-empty. So yeah, this is how you can check. This is a fine example of it. Now let's do another example of string replace method. Alright, let's do this. So the replace methods allows you to replace characters of substrings within a string. It's great for situations where you need to modify specific parts of a string. This method is useful for making targeted modifications to strings. You can replace individual characters or entire substrings within the original string. So as we can see on the screen, str.replace Java with Python. So basically it will replace Java with Python. So to make you guys understand, let's do a simple example. Let's go to our Eclipse IDE. Alright, so we are back. So let's do an example. So first we'll create a string sentence name, let's say I love Java. Alright, so this is the first string. Now another string that we will create is new sentence. Alright, so here what we'll do is basically we will use the method, that is the replace method, sentence dot replace. So sentence is this one string, replace is the method. Now inside this will use Java. I'll write Java, comma Python. So basically it will replace Java with Python. Alright. Now system.out.println. Alright, so here we'll write original one, sentence. Now system.out.println. Here we'll write replaced. Here we'll write new sentence. Alright, so this is the first original, this is replaced. So it will display I love Java only, it will display I love Python. Alright, let's save it and run it. So as we can see, Python has replaced Java. So the second element will replace the first element here. Simple as that. Alright, so this is the string. We have used this operation, that is replace operation on sentence. That is the name of the string. And it is basically replacing this particular word with the word that we want to. Alright, so this is how you can use replace method. Now coming to the next operation, which is charAt. Alright, so charAt method returns the character at a specified index in the string. Remember that string indices start at 0. It is very useful when you need to access individual characters in a string. You can use it in scenarios like parsing or validating strings where you need to check specific characters. Keep in mind that index start from 0, so the first character is at index 0, the second character at index 1 and so on. Alright, simple as that. Again, this is the syntax str.charAt, so the index number is there as you can see. Now let's get back to Eclipse. Alright, so again here string str, let's name this as Java. So Java is a str is a string holding the value Java. Then character, so this is the data type of character char, and we will name it character itself, the name of the variable. Alright, now str dot charAt, alright, let's say 3. This is the index number. Now if we'll print it, system dot out dot println. So what do you think? What should it print? Type in the comments. So meanwhile, let's do that. We'll write character at index 3 is character variable. Alright, let's save it. So and try to run this. Character at index 3 is A. So it starts from 0, 1, 2 and 3. So at index number 3 it is A. Don't get confused that it should be V. As we already discussed, the index starts from 0. So we should count from 0. So J is at 0, A is at 1, V is at 2 and again A is at 3. So as simple as that. So what we have done is we have used this charAt operation on this string variable. So when we use this operation on this string, so it displays the particular character within that particular string, and then we have displayed I repeat, and then we have displayed that A is that character. Alright, now these were some of the operations of strings in Java that you can use and you should use while doing programs in Java. Try these examples. So now let's understand about Java strings, mutable or immutable. Alright, so in Java, strings are immutable by default. This immutability often leads beginners to wonder, why are strings immutable in Java? Let's break it down and understand what that means. I repeat, let's break it down and understand what this means. An immutable object is one whose state or data cannot be changed after it has been created. For Java strings, this means that once you create a string, you cannot change its value. Any operation that seems to modify a string, like concatenation or replacement, actually creates a new string object rather than changing the original one. This immutability brings benefits like security.
since strings are used in sensitive operations like file paths or network connections. So this is the benefit of it. Another benefit is thread safety. That is, the multiple threads can safely use the same string without risking modification. And the third benefit is memory efficiency. So basically, Java uses a string pool to store string literals, reusing existing strings to save memory. If strings were mutable, Java couldn't reuse them safely. If you need to modify strings frequently, Java provides string builder and string buffer, which are mutable, meaning they allow you to change their contents without creating new objects each time. So this was about Java strings, whether they are mutable or immutable. Now let me ask you, so this was about Java strings, mutable or immutable. I hope you guys understood it.
Now let me ask you something. Are you ready to take your tech skills to the next level and open doors to new career opportunities? Our Masters in Computer Science program is perfect for anyone aiming to thrive in the development world. In this program, you will explore everything from advanced Java to data structure, algorithm design and analysis, full stack development and system design and much more. Don't wait, click the link in the description and start your journey today. Also, we believe that every individual has a unique path to success, and sometimes all it takes is a little guidance to unlock your full potential. Our expert career advisors are ready to help you discover the path that's perfect for you. Don't miss out on this chance to invest in your future. Click the link in the description below to book your free counseling session. And let's start building the career you have always dreamed of. And that's a wrap. Hopefully, you have got a solid understanding of how strings work in Java and how to handle text in your code. We have gone from creating basic strings to messing around with different methods, and you should now feel more comfortable working with strings. In the upcoming videos, we will be covering topics like arrays in Java. It is one of the most important concepts in Java, so stay tuned with this video tutorial series. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this.